Zheng Ji lost his temper, accusing Yan Jai of causing her losses. President Park's money vanished. She can't even sell her house to repay. Yan Jai calmly served soup, urging her old flame to eat, but Zheng Ji had no appetite, soon to be fooled by another. Yan Jai stood up in a huff, planning to take her leave, and after the storm, she mentioned wanting to visit her aunt in Japan. She stashed money in a bank there. Zheng Ji urged repaying President Park first. Yan Jai said the card was in her name, requiring her presence for large withdrawals. She borrowed a passport and asked Zheng Ji for leniency. Zheng Ji took a look and saw the passport belonged to Zhu Meilan. She smirked and tossed it back. Forget about it, Yan Jai, unless you tackle that loan shark first. Just then, the doorbell rang. It was Officer Old Ma, new here, wanting a drink with Zheng Ji, but he said he had guests today. Old Ma spotted some high heels on the floor, recalling that Zheng Ji claimed he had no girlfriend last time. Confused, she wondered where this came from. With that, she pushed in. Zheng Ji's mind raced. President Park would soon come for payment. Old Ma being a cop might just save his skin. With that thought, he quickly changed outfits to chase his luck. He warmly entertained Old Ma, laughing and chatting until Yu Zai's calls kept coming in, but Zheng Ji was too busy to answer. He brought up his scamming classmates, asking if they were found, but Old Ma jumped in about a recent murder at the nightclub next door. They had just discovered a body, a severed leg with a tiger tattoo. It's like the killer wanted to flaunt it to the police, placing it right in front of the remaining limbs. Zheng Ji nearly choked on that, glancing at Yan Jai, thinking, is she on some long-season binge or plotting a getaway? Old Ma pulled out her phone, asking Zheng Ji if he recognized the tattoo. He took a look and realized it matched Yu Jai's exactly. As Old Ma's phone rang, she stood to answer, leaving Zheng Ji to ask Yan Jai if she was a killer. She returned to find a potential murder mystery brewing. Upon discovering the booze was gone, she pretended to leave for more. Zheng Ji jumped in, offering to go get it himself. Old Ma didn't bat an eye. Zheng Ji scrambled up, abandoning the two lonely souls in the room. A recipe for mischief. Little did he know it'd be the most regrettable decision of his life. At the convenience store, Zheng Ji returned Yu Zai's call, only to be met with bad news. President Park's money was a lost cause, and his buddy on the line mentioned a body found at the neighboring club, with a tiger tattoo on the inner thigh. Yan Jai was probably the victim. Zheng Ji wasn't shocked at all, assuring Yu Zai to relax. She's at my place, drinking away. That money has a lead. Yu Zai couldn't believe it, but Zheng Ji continued. She's planning a great escape to Japan. She's definitely carrying cash. Thinking they'd split it 60/40, Yu Zai sighed in relief, oblivious to the lurking trouble. Someone had been staring at her for quite a while, and Zheng Ji pushed open the door. He saw Yan Jai tugging at Old Ma's leg. As he stepped closer, he noticed, to his horror, a fruit knife sticking out of Old Ma's neck. Yan Jai explained, as soon as you left, she had naughty thoughts. I panicked she might expose my thigh tattoo. So she took care of it. Zheng Ji was dumbfounded while Yan Jai stood up. Think before you speak, especially with the dead body here. How is he going to wash his hands off this? Zheng Ji could no longer hold it in. He ran to the bathroom to howl, and after a while, Yan Jai dragged the body to the bathroom while Zheng Ji wiped the blood off the carpet outside. Once out of the bathroom, Yan Jai planned to call Zheng Ji to help with the dismemberment. He dug out Yan Jai's car keys and dashed to the underground parking. After searching, she found a bag in the trunk containing Zhu Meilan's husband's 500 million insurance payout, thrilling Zheng Ji. Now all problems have been solved. When Yan Jai woke up, she was greeted by dear President Park in the looming fit of a debt collector. I can pay you back, she exclaimed, but when she turned, the bag was ransacked. President Park asked about the money. Yan Jai begged for trust again, while Zheng Ji was in the taxi with 500 million. Subtitles. Yan Jai's call came through, and we slipped back to the day just before the start. At this point, a Kang had yet to be fired or find that bag because Zheng Ji had stashed it away in a locker. Then realizing he was out of smokes, Zheng Ji asked a Kang to grab a lucky pack, but a Kang said rules were rules. He couldn't abandon his post. With no choice left, Zheng Ji went to the convenience store himself, bought his smokes, and as he stepped out, a black van pulled. Feeling the tension in the air, he darted into an alley, only to bump into a knife-wielding thug head-on. Zheng Ji bolted for his life. President Park's underlings were hot on his heels, and Yu Zai got out of the car. Spotting the squashed Zheng Ji, he snatched up a lucky pack from the ground and hurled it. A week flew by in an instant. Gang, while dropping his wife off at work, mentioned wanting to open a shop, and his wife asked where he'd get the money for it. He just hung his head, at a loss for words. After his wife left, he got a call from the manager saying he'd settle his remaining salary, but Kiang needed to come in to sign. Kiang arrived at the appointed restaurant, seeing a man and woman across from the manager, and it turned out to be President Park and Yan Jai. They'd spent over a week tracking them on his whereabouts, and President Park pulled out old mass badge, declaring Yan Jai the owner of that badge. Yan Jai pulled out a photo, asking Kiang if he'd seen it. He feigned calm, claiming to know nothing. The manager chimed in, insisting he saw Kiang take that bag, but Kiang asserted it was his. But the manager scoffed, saying with Kiang's finances, he couldn't afford such luxury. Kiang claimed it was a birthday gift from his ex, something he hadn't sold. President Park, uninterested in further delay, made a quick exit.